While testing, it is very important to look at all input fields. And when you find an input field, you will try your payloads. But you probably won't get SQL errors. Then you might think, well, then that means there's no SQL injection here. So actually, yeah, it's possible because web applications can send generic errors, right? So you may get confused to see whether your payload executes or not. Let me show you something. So now go to Kali and log into BWAP. Now we're going to look at another SQL injection type. So from the menu, choose SQL injection blind Boolean based. And it's a simple search box. Now, if you look for a movie in a database, you will get a positive result. But if the movie's not in the database, then you'll get this negative message. And if you try something to break the SQL syntax or to cause an injection, okay, then you'll get this generic error. So at this point, what do? We've got nothing left, right? Okay, I turn to you. No, I'm just kidding. But in the real world, for instance, you will get a 404 page in this situation. But you and me, no, we're not going to give up, are we? So what do? Well, let's go and open Terminal and let's have a look at the code. Now, we always see these checks, so scroll down. And so here's the part that I want to show you. Here is the SQL query. So see how it uses the title parameter coming from the user. Then the query executes. And if there is an execution error, it will print incorrect syntax error. But then if there is no error, it looks to the record set to see whether it's empty or not. So if it's not empty, this means that the movie exists. If it is empty, the movie doesn't exist in the database. Okay? So let's go back to Firefox. Now we're going to blindly try our payloads to verify if there is an SQL injection. Now I said blindly, but logically, write this one to test. And it breaks the syntax, but we don't know how. So now try this one. Now, I think it should work, but we do get a negative result. So now try this one. And once again, I think it works, and we get a positive message. So now change 1 to 2 and try. It works, but the negative result appears. Okay, so we can understand if our payload executes or not. And also we can pull data by checking the execution result, whether it's positive or negative. So now I'm going to add something here. The first part of the payload before and is always true, right? And MySQL will check if the second part after and is true or not. And then that way we can learn the length of the current database name. Negative, the length is not 1. So change 1 to 5. Positive, the length is 5. So now use this. And it will check the first character of the current database name. It is not A. It is B. Is the second character W? Yes. Is the third character A? Yes. Is the fourth character P? Yes. And is the fifth character P? Yes. So, the database name is BWAP. I think you get the point. So we use Boolean operators as well as some other functions to compare. Now, of course, there are multiple ways of comparing. This is just one of them. But it checks if the ASCII value of the first character of the database name is greater than 64. Positive result. So the first character can be either lowercase or uppercase letter. So I use this one. So now we get the first character is a lowercase letter, and we can make a Boolean search to find the first character. So is ASCII value greater than 109? No. Is ASCII value greater than 102? No. And is ASCII value greater than 99? No. And is ASCII value greater than 97? Yes. Okay. Is ASCII value 97? Yes. So finally, we get the ASCII value of the first character. Now, you can perform almost the same payloads to get other data from that database. But of course, you might be tired and bored, because this is really long, right? It takes a long time, but you're seeing how it works. But think about the nature of the information, the quality of the information that you can get from a real-world database. You need to be proud of yourself. But me, I'm going to stop here. But you can go ahead and try some of the other payloads and figure out what else you can do. All right? Cool.